think we're live. What's up? Everybody hear me okay? Check, check. Yeah, my meters look good. What's up, Steve? We got Nelson, Gary, Matt, Deanna, Johnny R, John Doe, we got David, Chris, Seth, Michael, Fretless Ed, got Zach, got Vince, got Frank, Eric. What's up, speaker? We got Jeff, Wendell, Coots, got Yeti Matzi, got Chris. Matt says the sound is good. That's good to hear. I do love this guitar. It's nice. First time wearing a sweatshirt this season? Yeah, I think so. You know, I have the window open, and it's a little windy, and it's like, I'm just going to get cold. I'm like, I'll throw this on. I can always take it off. You guys saw Vince, David, Chris, John, Super Lee. I think I got Jose and Jeff and Strat CPO. All the regulars. We got Spiros, Retro Buffer, John Doe. Got Zoot. What's up, dude? Steve. What's up, Rockin' Rob? Tactical 6-string. WJ Cooper. You guys have a good week? Been a very busy week. A lot happened this week. Kind of a crazy week. But we can start with actually last week, which I forgot to mention to you. You know, we had the Northern Lights blow through. Not this past week, the week before that. I just forgot to mention it last week. Anyway, just a quick little photo essay on that. Yes, I know it would be a good time to insert ads. They're insistent. But here is the night when I was out there burning a bunch of wood. But I'm looking up at the sky. It looked like kind of pinky. I put my camera up and I was like, oh, that's not a cloud. That's like... It's like the freaking Northern Lights. It's like, holy, wow. Irma Gurr. What the her? And, yeah, no, lots of Northern Lights shots. I was like, huh. That's, we've never had, you know, we're pretty far south. Right? You get Northern Lights. We don't, look at that. We just don't get stuff like that. So I was like, oh my God. I meant to mention it last week, and I didn't. The other night, there was a comet, but I missed it. I don't have a good western sky. Kind of goes up to a hill. I need to be on a hill looking down on a western. And I don't. I look at a hill going up, blocking the friggin' horizon. Yeah, some of you guys must have seen that the week before. You know? So, yeah, Aurora Borealis. Northern Lights. Comet was the most needed binoculars, just look like a short contrail. Interesting. A friend of mine shot with her camera on Facebook. It looked really good, but just like these look really good, the only reason why they look really good is because the camera takes a very long exposure, and it really, it's way more sensitive than your eyeballs. My friends in Canada up in Alaska are rolling their eyes like, yeah, it's like every night. What? Like, I know. Listen, we're very south. We don't get this. Like, there's a chance to get anything cool like that. I mean, look at this. Look at this friggin' thing. That's pretty cool. For a little bit, and then gone. Then it was over. You can see it on Long Island even with that amount of ground light. That's interesting. It's like I'm looking up. I'm like, what am I looking at? It almost looks like a hydrogen cloud of gas up there. It's like a nebula in the sky. I can see through it. Is that a cloud? But the sun's long down. It's like, what the frick am I looking at? Then I put it together. My girl. It's Aurora Borealis. What's up, Ian's Guitar Shack? What's up, BC Rich? What's up, Chicken Beat? What's up, Meezer? What's up, Guitar Talk Universe? It really, as far south as North Carolina. That's crazy. If I think about it, that would make sense, because I had a friend who lives in the foothills of Yosemite. That's pretty far south. And she's out in the middle of nowhere. So, right, it's like you've got no lights to offset it. It's very easy to see. Around the Northeast is some of the worst light pollution in friggin' the world. In a concentration, the Northeast corridor. It just makes it that much harder. What's up, Dwight? I haven't played guitar very much this week. It's been a pretty busy week. It was cold. We actually got a little chilly for a few days. It was much, much warmer today. We're going to hit like 80. And actually, we're going to have the return of a little bit of humidity. It's going to get mild. So, anyway. I guess the big news last week was the J.K. Lee news. And the unfortunate timing of his new pedal. But the pedal's out, and it's got good reviews. Friedman, right there. Ugh. It's a lot of sign up for the newsletter. Right, the new Friedman IRJ. All the reviews I've seen have been great. I thought that the pedal sounded really good. Kind of a bummer about his timing with this. You know, of course, he didn't plan that, right? It's just the happenstance of life. And it seemed like it was a random act, and he's going to be okay. But, we were talking about it with a friend. It's like, yeah, eventually he's going to be okay, but, it's suffering for a while. It's like you want to be at home. You don't need this shit in your life. Now you're in a hospital bed, we're most likely going to recover, but you're still laid up for a while. It's like I recovered from my broken leg after, like, months of pain and anguish and, right, years of limping, and I still don't really walk that good. It's like, it's a giant disruption in your life, and it's a lot of, quite frankly, medical bills. Like, you'd be shocked at, like, how much, he might have to pay towards his own friggin' medical bills. And, it's just a huge disruption. And, it's not without some pain and suffering. He got shot, I think, in it's like the arm and the leg, and then the chest. And that's the one that punctured his lung. And then they had to, like, drain his lung and, go through the standard procedure of keeping your lung inflated and all that stuff. That's a lot of bullshit to go through, especially at his age. It's like, for Christ's sakes, a poor dude. Felt so bad. It's like, there's a very positive spin. Listen, he's going to be okay. He's going to make it. This isn't life-threatening. Yeah, it still sucks. Still sucks. Still stuck in a goddamn hospital. Still racking up massive amounts of bills. So I felt bad for the dude. I really did. As much as there was relief, that he wasn't gravely injured, it still sucks to have to go through it. They don't think it was a they don't think it was a targeted thing in any way. They said they found 15 shell casings, so whoever it was, just shooting and, mental illness and easy availability of guns in Nevada. And there you go. Right, it was in Vegas, right? And he was also out because anyone who has a dog knows this. Sometimes your dog really has to go out at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning. He takes his dog out to go pee or poop or do something, and that's when it happened, because he had, he was out in the middle of the night, probably when less desirable people are out. This didn't happen at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It happened like 2:30 in the morning. But, you should be able to walk down the street at 2:30 in the morning. You don't have to worry about getting frickin' shot. It's crazy. But he found himself at the wrong place at the wrong time. And again, luckily, he's going to be okay eventually, but it's still a lot of bullshit in the meantime. I wouldn't even doubt if they're going to have to start like a freaking GoFundMe, because you watch how much this is going to cost him in, like, unpaid friggin' expenses. Luckily he's old enough. He's probably old enough to get Medicare, Medicaid, right? Is he in his 60s? I think he's about, I'm 58. He's got to be a good 7 years older than me, 8 years older than me. He's got to be qualifying at this point, maybe. I don't know. He's 67. Does that qualify for Medicare? I think it does, right? So, maybe that'll be a big relief, and I'll only have to pay like 20% of it or something like that. But 20% of $500,000 is still a lot of freaking money. 65 is for Medicare. Good. So maybe he'll have, you won't have to worry about that aspect of it to some degree. Just a little bit of it. Right? How much does Medicare cover for shootings? God, the healthcare system in this country. Yeah, you have to sign up. Yeah. Yeah, $5.99 for the pedal. Well, you know those bullet wounds aren't cheap. That's gonna take a little bit of money. Gonna take a commitment to get those friggin' sewed up, for Christ's sakes. Felt so bad. Again, I can't stop thinking about, just being his age and being in the hospital and being like all laid up and being like, I was doing all right 48 hours ago. What the fuck? Give me a break. But, it's Friedman. Friedman's not known for, bargain basement stuff. They're a boutique shop. Yeah, 80%. Exactly, 80%. So, come up. You do the math. What's 20% of a million? Let's see. You're in the hospital for 5 days. Okay. You had some sutures, right? Did some lung work. Okay. Yeah, that's 1.2 mil. Thank you. Yeah, I guess it was at night. That's what I'm hearing, right? It was like 2:38 a.m., 2:35 a.m. He was out walking his dog and found himself in the wrong place at the wrong time and a bunch of bullets flying. It's just, it's horrible. It's horrible. So, yeah, anyway. Some good news. We had a little bit of rain, and the repair on my roof appears to be a success. I'm not having any problems with that. That was freaking huge. And I've started the work. I'm finally slowly starting the work on that rotted wood. So, good week for that. Get going there. Last week, you may have noticed that the guitar of the week came out a little late that day. That's because I was planning on shooting it on Sunday, and got up. My wife had the dishes going in the kitchen, and so I went into the bathroom to use the sink in there to rinse my cup, heat it up, get it ready for the next cup of coffee, get me going for the day. And as I'm running it, all of a sudden, water starts blurping up out of the toilet. That is not a good sign. I'm no plumber, but that falls under the category of bad. Very, very bad. So, I know what that means. That means there's a block. That toilet is the lowest thing in the house. Water, right, device in the house. Everything else is higher. So, the water is finding its lowest out point, and it's that toilet. I said, okay, well, before you panic, let's just see if we can plunge this, and it will not plunge. And I'm like, Jesus. So I flush the toilet. It comes right up. Doesn't overflow or anything, right? This isn't a mess. Turn the water off. I say, okay, hold up. Let me go take a look here. And I got on downstairs just to see if there's anything I'm missing. Maybe something's happened that I don't even know about it. No, it all looks normal. Go back upstairs. I try plunging it a little bit more, and nothing. I'm like, oh Christ! Do I have to snake this thing? Do I have to go get a friggin' auger right now? So I said, wait a second. Didn't 15 years ago your wife flush a bunch of friggin' baby wipes down there? Didn't this overflow last time about 15 years ago? Didn't you buy a snake at that time? Didn't you keep that snake right up? Oh my God, there's a snake right there. Literally 3 feet from the clean out. I'm like, yes. Hey, it's pretty good. I'm just saying, it's pretty good. So I get a bucket. I got a 5-gallon bucket. And you could actually hang it on the clean out. It was tilted up just enough I could hang it on the clean out. And slowly unscrew it and fill it up. and then finally released enough pressure that I could take it off, and it all spilled into the bucket. Almost filled the 5-gallon bucket to the top. Threw that down the sump pump, got the snake, and it's a 25-foot snake. I probably had that thing a good 15 feet in there. It didn't seem to be doing much. It's got to go down, take a left, and then go down again to get to the main area. And I narrowed it down by running the water in the kitchen and in the bathroom on the second floor, that it was in between the down for the bathroom and the kitchen, because the kitchen would flow out and it wouldn't back up, and the one from the second floor would. So that's where the blockage is. It's south of that, right? And I figured this all out about maybe 90 minutes before kickoff. Right? About maybe something like that, maybe 2 hours before kickoff for the Pats game. About 11 a.m. That sounds about right. About 11 a.m. And cut to the third quarter. My knuckles are busted up from friggin', I'm wearing gloves. I actually had a little face shield on too, because you're dealing with, potential fecal matter. Let's play it safe, and I'm freaking getting that thing on. Come on, you son of a bitch. And I don't know. I think I did something. I don't know if I did anything. Nothing's coming out. And then I went up, I flushed the toilet, and it completely backed up. But I got the plunger, and I'm plunging it, and boom, it all went. That was it. Done. Over. And then I ran some hot water for a little bit. And no backup, no nothing. All clear. All clean. My friggin' next step was going to be, I bought a drain jet. I almost regret not being able to use it. I bought a drain jet a while ago for the pressure washer. It's a 25-foot, very narrow rubber thing. It's got 4 jets. There's a bunch of ends, but the drain clean jet is 4 jets coming down and 1 jet going forward. So it's kind of snakes itself, right? Using the water pressure. You snake it right down the drain. And didn't have to use it, thank God. What's up, Terry? What's up, Tony? What's up, Andy? What's up, Rico? What's up, Echo? So it was just one of like the whole friggin' day. And then by the time I was done, everybody was home. I couldn't record. So I recorded this video the next day, like in the morning, edited like around between 11 a.m. and like noon, maybe 1, and then finally got it rendered and posted up to YouTube in the afternoon. A shitty day. Literally. So what else we got? So a few notes on, we talked about the Friedman. We talked about the Friedman, the new IRJ. The other thing I wanted to mention was, let's see if we can find it here. I don't even know if it's up yet. Yeah. Is the new Fractal. This one's a little baffling to me because it doesn't have any amps in it. It's just effects. I'm sure that they have very, very good effects, but that is a lot of money. And it only can, I believe it can only do 4 effects, right? You're looking at them. It can do different effects in each one of those slots, but I think there's only 4 slots, right? The virtual pedal board. So, and it's kind of pricey. It's $699. So again, it doesn't do amps. It doesn't have, any of their amps in it. This is supposed to be to go in front, and it has, like a drive, a chorus, delay, reverb. But a lot of dudes, you'd have to use the 4 cable method because a lot of dudes want that delay and reverb after the preamp. And even the chorus sometimes. So, yeah, it's a little weird. No, a little bit. No, a little bit. A little bit. And, of course, it can do external pedals. You know, Fractal makes really good stuff. There's no denying their quality. You know, they're really high-end. But I don't know. This feels like a bit of a head-scratcher because it is kind of pricey. And it doesn't have any amps or cabs. It's only effects. It's supposed to be used with your amp, right? It's a virtual pedal board. Like, don't load up your own pedal board. Take this virtual pedal board. They're like, well, think about how much. Like, if you bought that friggin' Jakey Lee pedal, you're already down $5.99 right there. Well, then you're getting 3 more pedals and a whole bank with a digital display for $100. But you're right, I think that's their thinking. Well, how much would 4 individual pedals cost? And what if we wrap them all up in a thing? And I'm like, well, yeah, but, you know, there's so many. Flamma, Voltron. I mean, there are brands out there selling fairly inexpensive, you know, pedal boards out there that actually sound pretty damn good. So, I don't know. I don't know. This one a bit of a head scratcher. What else can we talk about here? Hold on. There is oh, you know what? We'll go to Right. Yeah, the new Ultra IIs. Let me open just a few of these tabs up. I didn't make the list. Like, I'm the biggest fan of Fender. And they turned me away from my shoddy clothes. Alright. Oh, wrong one. It's this one. Alright. Of all of them, I kind of like this one. Actually, I think I like this one. It's the same one, but with the humbucker. I think I'm going humbucker. Alright, rather than 3 singles. I kind of like this one. Got the ebony fretboard. I love the color. I'm not so crazy about the metal pickguard, but it's been growing on me. The S2 switch is just a coil split. Turns off one of the bobbins, one of the coils. So I like that one a lot. Thought it looked pretty good. Then with this one, pretty good. Yeah, I thought the Tele looked good. You know, this is less my style, but I have to say some of the ones I saw, it's just so friggin' hipster. I don't think I have the right mustache for this guitar. I'm just saying, I need more than like neck beard or some shit. That's not. It's a little hipster. A little bit. That's not bad. I think I'm not crazy about matte finish guitars. That feels a little matte finished. What do we got here? I do love a metallic paint job. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty hot. Pretty hot there, hot shot. Yeah. I like all the flakes. I do like a metallic paint job. It's nice. That is nice. Get your lock and tuners. And what's the other one? I think. Oh, humbucker. That's the difference. This one's got a humbucker. I think I'm going humbucker. Yeah, you kind of miss it. And if it's got a coil cut, then what am I doing? Of course I'm going humbucker. You know, I think if you don't get the humbucker, what it does is it like just turns on like the neck pickup. So that in position 1 you get the bridge and the neck, and then in position 2 you get all 3. That's if this is a single coil. When it's a double coil, this is a coil split, coil cut. It's not a coil tap. Let's get our terms down. I kind of like this one. Yeah. I like the blue. I like the ebony. I like the oversized dot inlays with the paraloid. Yeah, it's nice. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not bad. Well, who's here? Hold on, I gotta check back in the chat a little bit. Go here. So that. Oh, one other thing, and then I'll get back to the chat before I forget. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here. Hold on. Yeah. PRS is having a big sale right now. So this is at Zounds, but I think it's anywhere. But you'll see it as a sale. So like if you look, so this is normally $849, and it's $721. And so like I think this is normally, what is it, $1049, and it's $891. Right, for the SEs, not the regulars, just the SEs. But they're doing like a 15% off sale, which is, you know, that's a good little chunk of cash. It's a nice little discount. So if you were thinking about, you know, picking up you know, an NF3, it might be the time to jump on it. There's a link in the description if you're so interested in checking out the various prices. That is a good looking guitar. You know, one of the most impressive guitars I had of all the guitars of the week was that Silver Sky. I just thought the pickup sounded really good. I was a big fan of that guitar. And I sort of liked it. It was a weird neck profile in that it was kind of rounded and thick, but it was very narrow side to side. I kind of dug it. It was that was a memorable guitar. There's a few. I'll have to do my best of the week at the end of the year. Yeah, you got a 15% off message from John Mance. It seems to be everywhere. But, you know, if you're thinking about getting one, it's better to pay a little less if you can. Do-do. I'm just saying, if Keith Richards was still alive, it'd probably be playing an RG 550. Yeah, maybe B.B. King, right? What's up, Guitar Man? You know what I sort of rediscovered this week was Number of the Beast and Peace of Mind. I was doing a lot of wood burning because I tore the fence down. It's hard to dispose of stuff like that in this town. Better to just throw it in a big pile in the middle of your backyard and light it on fire. Which is what I did. And, but you know, you're sitting there staring at a fire for a couple of hours. And as you keep loading more and more cut, planks on it. And I listened to both. I started with Number of the Beast and then, into Peace of Mind. They're both amazing albums. They really are. Really love those two albums. I could do a tier list. I need a guitar I can drop D on. Stevie's Tears. And I would just do the tears, right? You gonna see Maiden in June? Yeah. Yeah. I just think like every tune. It's just probably because I'm so familiar with them. It's a little nostalgic, If I had a drop, I'd have to like switch to a Vola or something because that has I can't even do it to that. It'd have to be something like this, or like that one there, where the bridge isn't going to really move. Yeah, decked bridge. Thank you, Tony. Right, or a Variax. That's what Frog Leap was using for a while. Oh yeah, all-girl Black Sabbath cover band. Nice. So many good ones. Mm-hmm. Good looking guitar. What it needs, and it needs that nice tight white line around the pick guard, right? If it's too wide, it looks a little gaudy. If it's non-existent, it's too blendy, right? It needs that little white line to sort of like, break it up. A little contrast, right? Simple lines, weaving. Is it a keeper? No. No, this is a loaner. It's a loaner. But speaking of keepers, I did get, I don't know when I'll be able to implement it, but I'm hoping maybe this week. I got some new tech for the basement. A little bit of new tech. I'm very cautious, and we'll see. I will be revealing, all will be revealed this week. I will do a video revealing it, and if I can get the tech integrated, because it's a lot of work. And, work is work. It's a lot of hours. So we'll see. It would be I think, a noticeable upgrade. There could be some downsides. So I don't know. We'll see. But new tech. New tech is on deck. I got new tech on deck. And that comes out this week, along with a new guitar of the week, which I meant to shoot today, but it was so nice out. I wound up doing a bunch of yard work, and then my daughter had a bunch of friends over, and they were so friggin' noisy I couldn't shoot it today. So I'm just crossing fingers that the sewer drain doesn't clog again tomorrow. I should be able to do it tomorrow. Actually, the whole family's going out to something. There's like a local event, and they're all going to go to it, and that'll give me a little time to do it. And I am super stoked about this next guitar. I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. God, if I open it up and it's like damaged in any way, I'm going to be like losing my mind. So I am super stoked. That comes out on Monday. The other one we'll see, because it's a complicated and more difficult a video. A very complicated. Another handheld, no, but speaking of handhelds, I just scored another one of those R36Ss for speaker because he has a friend he wanted to hook one up with. Down to $26 delivered. That's pretty cheap. And I already had a card for it, and I just did it's shocking how long it friggin' takes. But I just did a card clone to, another card of the same size. I swear to God, that took like 5 friggin' hours. It's like, it feels like it's faster to just copy the files, but it's not quite the same. So I had to do you just set it up and let it run in the background, but boy, it's annoying. You keep checking it, and it's like another 2% along. They're like only 186 minutes to go, and I'm like, oh my God, taking freaking forever. But I got it. Eventually, it's done, and it was done, and it makes a huge difference. It sounds like a lot of time, but actually saves time, because if I had to load all of the ROMs myself and pull all of the art and all of the the video and media and all that stuff, that can be hours and hours and hours. Like literally leave it running on a shelf for like a day or two. It's a lot of work. So actually cloning it is the fastest way, albeit still freaking slow. I made a little bit of headway on the new Ambernick, but the freaking I forgot that I bought the new Retroid Pocket Pro 5, Pocket 5. Not the mini, the other one with the OLED screen. Of course, you buy it, they'll instantly charge you. And then they come back and they go, okay, it ships at the end of October. I'm like, oh, what? This is information I could have used before I bought it. Like they like instantly take it out of my account. I'm like, of course, of course. That should be shipping in a few weeks. That pissing me off. What else I got going on? What else? Talking about the new. I'm still afraid of ladders. I have a little bit of crap up on the side of my house. I have to cut to take down. And my wife wanted to go up there, but I said, like, no way. She has to go up and cut a zip tie holding a small cable to a larger cable. And I said, I know you. You're going to cut right through the friggin' cable, and you're going to friggin' ruin it. So, no, I'll find somebody who can go up. It's about 12 feet in the air. I'll figure it out. You know. Yeah, secure erase. I've never done it on a Mac, but I used to do it on. Drives. Right, you do the thing. It would take literally days as it rewrites a bunch of stuff over it. You know what I found was better? I would take it out on my drill press and I would drill about a dozen holes from one side of that drive to the other with my drill press in very large amounts. Now, could they maybe extract some data off those platters? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. But I've certainly put a wrench into any plans because, like I said, I know how the platters are laid out, and I would just literally sink, a dozen half-inch titanium bits through the top of that thing till they came right through the bottom of it. Right? Yeah, the DOD wipe, it like takes freaking forever. You come back in like 6 hours, it's like 2% done. You're like, oh, come on. So that the RGB Cube, which is a Android version of a nice 7x20 by 720p by 720p screen, that's really good for a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff is sneaky square, especially in the old games. You actually get more pixels if you run it in a square mode. And certainly anything handheld was always square. Game Boy, Game Boy Advance was actually widescreen. But anyway, they're coming out with a Linux version, and instead of being like $150, it's like $60. And I love Linux way more. And it uses the same H700 chipset as so many other ones. You watch, they're going to have a custom firmware out for that in like no time. Same thing is the same. I think it's the same chipset as the like the RG20SX or something like that. So should be good. Should be good to go. After the right one into the degausser, I like to drill a bunch of holes in it and then throw it in the fire pit for about a day. Yeah, and just take it out. And then I take it out and I take the burnt carcass out, and I have an old computer tower, and I just keep packing them in that tower. Then I throw the side door on, and I roll it into staples and go, I'm recycling a computer? And the guy who opens up the side of that is going to go, whoa! It's got like friggin' 20 drives stuffed into it. I've done that a few times. Wiped out a bunch of drives, like literally on the drill press, and just threw them inside a carcass. I think I am going to... The headphones are making me hot. I'm going to take this off. Hold on. And I'm back. Yeah, I was going to say, there is a cat. She's right there, and she's wiped out. Must have been a busy day. What's up, Black Chew Bear? Hello from Oregon. Is that anywhere near Oregon? Alright, so what do we talk about? PRS sale, check. Fractal, check. Friedman, check. J.K. Lee, check. Fender Ultra, check. Let me check my piece of paper here, so I forget shit. Check here, like Northern Lights. Yeah, check. Log drain, got it, yeah. Let's see, we get guitar of the week coming up. We talked about that briefly. I'm so looking forward to that guitar. It's going to be awesome. New tech, rediscovered Maiden. Got it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh! There is one we didn't get to. Point number 11. I'm booked for NAMM. I'm going back to NAMM. NAMM. So remember I told you the prices looked really low? They were deceptively low. And by that I mean they weren't real. So when you go to the website and you go to like book a lot of those flights that were like under $200, like they were quoting me like $179, round trip, $189, like round trip. To go from Boston to LAX, that's really cheap. But there was like no carry-on. I was like, well, I need a friggin' who's flying to LA without a friggin' carry-on? I mean, come on. Of course, no check bag. It's even more money. But they're like, yeah, you can bring like a personal item, like a backpack, but that's it, no carry-on. And I'm like, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not going to work. So, by the time you get to the flight where you can actually, pick your seat and, have a carry-on, it's like $100 more. But then, like my wife said, she goes, that's still pretty cheap. My final price was $274 round trip. I booked it through Delta. Now, I tried to go through JetBlue, that's usually who I fly with when I go to LAX or Nashville. I usually go JetBlue. And, it's usually like JetBlue. And, I went to go book the JetBlue, and they were a little bit more than the Delta. But as you started to go through, I realized that it was only for like the last 3 or 4 rows on the plane. And now if I wanted to sit a little closer, there was a $35 upcharge to sit in the seat I sat in friggin' last year. That was because I still had my ticket friggin' stub and email from last year. I always would get seat 12F or 13F. Like every single friggin' flight, I was in one of those 2 seats. 12F, 13F. Now, the first one you can get is like 28F, right? Like, they're like, no, that's premium, bro. It would have cost like a lot more. It would have been closer to $400 if I wanted to sit in that same seat. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take Delta and go for the 275. And I scored the hotel pretty good too. I tried to go to the Peacock Suites, which is where I normally go, but they were booked. Nothing open. Not available. So I went to, there's a few places around there I've been to. I'm actually found the Royal Sonesta, which was 10 years ago. That was the first one I went to, was at the Royal Sonesta. And I got it for $114 a night, which is like, they even said this is really low for like this. And I had to like triple check the dates. You say, are we sure we're talking about the same time here? And we were. And I got it booked. So that was pretty good. That was pretty good. I know. Yeah, the other room has no bed. Yeah, I was standing room only for the plane. If you want a seat. It's funny because when you don't up pay and you go to look at it on JetBlue, if you don't like pay up to get up to the one, when you go to get it, they have a thing. They're like warning this is a narrow seat. So maybe the fuselage gets a little narrower. They shrink those seats a little bit when they get towards the ass end of that plane somehow. I don't know. All I know is I had a bad feeling. So I wound up going with Delta. This whole trip is still going to cost me about $1,000. Got to take turns flying the plane. I was taking a flight somewhere, and the pilot comes out. He's talking to everyone on the flight, and he goes, I think it was my flight to Madison. He comes out. This is the first leg. This is Boston to Chicago. You got to take a smaller plane from Chicago to Madison, connecting flight. So I go down to, we get on the plane that's Boston to Chicago. And the guy comes out. He's got the mustache, and he's like Midwestern, like wholesome, fun dude. He's like, "How's it going?" He's like so friendly and nice. He goes, "Show of hands." He goes, he goes, "Is this anyone's first flight?" He goes, "No, just me." Did I change the pickups on the Ibanez? No way. It's a borrowed guitar. I'm going to have to send it back next week. When are you going to try the Friedman IRJ? You missed it earlier, bro. We went over that, but check it on the replay. Also, I don't have one, so there's that. More of like a newscast. What's the count now up to on missing guitar picks and cat toys? I know. And then hospital bills, right? Can I keep it if I bonded with it? You know, I probably could. And I could probably get it at a pretty good rate. Especially this one. I don't know if you noticed in the video. Had a little Chippewa. A little chippy. I'd probably fill that in with a black Sharpie if it was my guitar, but I'm sending it back, so obviously I'm not going to do it. There's a second one. So there's a second one somewhere. There's another chip somewhere, a little chippy. But that's a pretty good chip. Right there. Because it came out of the scratch and dent. Quite frankly, it takes a lot of the pressure off from keeping it, you know, perfect. Little chipperoo, little chipperoo. Should I keep the... I know, exactly. Come on, Dave. I know, Dave. I thought we were friends. Exactly, pre-relic. Pay good money for that kind of relicing now. Oh my God, we have a working theory, Rico. Maybe the chip was the one that clogged the sewer. Dude, I'm going to say the sewer didn't clog until this guitar was in the house. And while you're at it, Dave, why don't you send me a friggin' like a BE 100 or something? I mean, come on, don't get cheap on me, bro. Have a good one, Pacifica. Pickups do sound good, right, though? In a band? Yeah, I am joining up with The Dew, and we're going to be touring as Mountain Dew. The R36 does not load, really? Did you do an update and it won't load? Are you sure it's fully charged? The batteries on those can be a little wonky. When you plug it in, it should light up red. And let that go. Don't go by the software, because the software can't read that chip. There's a difference between what the battery is really reading and what the chip. The light is a better indicator. So just make sure that you get some bad. Could be that it has a bad battery. It's a big, you know. That sounds out. No, one more. It's major. I really love this friggin' neck. God, these are so nice. Start playing these, every other guitar you look at, you're like, fat, you are dead to me. Oh, sorry. Oh, the link I provided for the R36 doesn't load. Yeah. You know what? That was probably for AliExpress, or maybe for it could have been for Amazon. And you know those guys, they're here today and gone later today. So just go on to AliExpress and look up R36S. There's no brand. It's a generic gaming console. And the last one I bought, I want to say I got it from like begins with a C, like the Comfort Store or something like that. You know, they always have these bizarre names. Can I find one on here? And it was like $26 delivered, 26 and change. God, was it like the... Oh, God, let me take a look at the name of this place. Where is it? And then we do... I'll tell you the name of the store. R36S. No, that's not it. I usually sort by orders. Stone's store sells the most, but he's in the 30s. You're looking at like $35 or so. And there's like 5 or 6 different Stone's store. Because once one store has success, everybody just steals the name. Who did I go with? I'm scrolling. Sale might be over. Sometimes they're like a flash sale. They last like a friggin' day or two and then it's gone. Can I sort by price? Hold on. Price? Yeah, but then it gets oh. Yeah, nobody's completely cheap. So you're looking at like $27.67 at this Stone store. 10,000 plus sold though. That's a good indicator. That's a good indicator that you're going to get a decent model, right? Because this guy has been here long enough to get, right? And it probably has like a good 15,000 games on it. That's a good start. So I'd go with like this. I'd go with either the Boy Home store. Although only 21 sold, that's kind of a red flag to me. I'd stick with this guy. 10,000 plus sold. All right. I'd stick with this dude. Stone store. But I'm telling you, when you go on there and you look for this, there's going to be like 10 different freaking stores called Stone Store. Because they all freaking copy each other. So just do a search for R36S and then sort by price, and you should be able to find it. So it's free shipping. Just get one there. The latest one I got came with the April version of ArcOS. When they used to ship it, it came with like the 2021 version of ArcOS. And it was impossible to update. The update would fail and it would ruin the system. And if you didn't back it up, you were screwed. If you get it and you're going to do like an update to like the latest version, they just dropped the latest one in, I want to say, September 29th. So if you do that, and you'll need a way to get that on the internet, you have to buy like an Edimax, like an old Wi-Fi 4, or Wi-Fi 5, I think. You can't be any newer than that. It might even be like Wi-Fi 4. And you need a converter to convert it to USB. And then you need to join a network, all through Linux. But then you can download and you can update it to the latest firmware. And but right now, the last one I got was shipping with the firmware from April of 2024. If you have the older one, you're going to want to just get a new card, download the image, flash it with some flash software, and then load it up and then boot to it. But if you do that, you have to take the 2 DTB files off the Linux root of that card that came with it, and you got to copy those, make a backup of it on your system, and copy those files to the new one, replacing the files that are there, and then it'll work fine because they have different panels. And that DTB file is the driver for your LCD panel. And it's most likely not going to work unless you have that DTB file. There's a good chance it won't work. So you got to back that up. I have learned the hard way. So where I had to run out and buy a second unit, like literally within an hour of ruining the one I just got, because I had to make sure I got the same panel so that the DTB file that came would be the right one for my friggin' one, because I'm assuming he's working off the same friggin' palette. You understand what I'm saying? I was like losing it, because if I bought it from any other vendor, or if I waited to buy it, there's a chance the panel won't be the same. These are generic consoles. So, could be a little bit of work. I'm just saying. Yeah, I wouldn't enter my credit card on there. I log in with Google because it doesn't really, it gives me a made up thing. I'm like customer like A1374912, right? It doesn't really use my name. I don't fill out and join. I join through Google, and Google just provides this like random credential for me. And then when I check out, I never put my credit card on there. I always check out through PayPal because it gives me that extra layer of protection. Check out through PayPal, and then I'm good. Then if there's a problem, I can always run back and complain to PayPal, and and have them help me out. But if you put your credit card on there, now you're entering your credit card on some remote server. I'd much rather deal with PayPal and have PayPal work as the intermediary. That is good. I always use PayPal for sites like that. Yeah, you feel more comfortable. Those sites aren't feeling. I've thought about picking up one of the reverse Les Pauls. Let's hit a little dent right there. It's not a chip, it's a little dent. Yeah, this thing took a header at some point. There's definitely a little dent right there. Oh yeah, right there, right at the edge. Use PayPal to buy a pedal from Tribal Croatia. Yeah, right? You feel like you want to have that extra layer of protection rather than entering your credit card on some remote server and having them run it. Doesn't feel good. I don't want to enter that information. I'd rather just say, can I quick check out with PayPal? Thank you. Right through PayPal, all done. So. But you must have seen the reverse Les Paul, right? With the body on the head and the headstock on the body. That guitar just cracks me up. You can get one for about $250. Be a good April Fool's guitar, Ooh, I can feel it out there now. It's getting cooler, but it feels a little moister. Moist. Let's check the dew point. I tell you, my new weather station has been freaking awesome. I did a firmware update on it the other day. The only problem is that wouldn't work with USB 3. Had to use USB 2. And I find an old system that only had that had a USB 2 port. I'm like, that's a pain in the ass. They're like, yeah, it won't work with USB 3 or higher, only 2. I'm like, well, that's shitty. That's my dew point. Feels like, oh no, that's not bad. 39. That's dry. Felt like it was creeping up into the 40s, or as we would say around here, the 40s. Yeah, it's a more Paul. It's actually a Paul less. It's reverse. Oh yeah, you got one in an electric blue? Did you really? Yeah, an RG550. They're awesome guitars, right? Friggin' love that one. You know. Oh, thank you for that speaker. It does, because it lets them know that the program is working. They want to see traffic driven to their site. They want to be able to look and see, like, you know, you're generating leads. And those leads may, you know, end up in sales, but at least we know you're generating traffic, which is what they want to do. And I think what they feel is like, the more you go to the website, the more familiar you become with it, the more comfortable you are making a purchase there, right? So it does make a difference, because it just lets them know that this whole Guitar of the Week program is working, and I am driving traffic to them. Because that's what's in it for them. What's in it for them is driving traffic to the website. And hopefully sales. But that's the one metric they can track is traffic. I wanted a purple, but the color is more burgundy. No, you went with the right color, dude. That electric blue is freaking gorgeous. And it works really good with the maple fretboard. It's a good color combo, right? Really works. The Brian says, you bought a purple Sparkle Flying V. Really? Have you got it? Did it show up? That's another guitar that really stood out to me this year, was that whole Sparkle V thing. Because when I was playing it, you could feel the whole guitar like vibrating. It's a long guitar. The thing is big. And it's kind of narrow. And I don't know, it's just the whole thing. It's like a vibrating crystal. You did get it. It was back ordered. Nice. Nice. You heard Alex Van Halen takes a good piece out of Roth. I bought a signed copy of his book, and it came with a digital pass to go to one of the events on his book tour. He's doing 3 book tour events. One in New York sold out, one in New Jersey sold out, and then a much bigger one in LA that's going to be streamed. And you don't even have to watch it live. They'll just give you a link to the stream. So I got the signed book, and it comes with a link to the stream. And should be good to go. Be interested to go and see the interview. I'll show you the book once it shows up, but I don't think they're shipping the book until pretty close to that book tour. Right? I got to think it's going to be like the week of the book tour, which is, I think, in November. They finally actually ship the book. It's just sort of trickling out now. A lot of excerpts right? People get early copies, and people start to leak out excerpts from the book. Yeah, November. I think that's right. Right? I think it's in my. They literally send you like a little calendar. It's actually October. The event is October. The event is Tuesday, October 29th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Actually, Eastern Daylight. We don't turn to Standard Time until the first Sunday in November. So, yeah. Saying Tuesday the 9th. Exactly September. Those two plus a recent Telecaster. Dude, you're on a tear. Your wife is only so tolerant. No, I get it. It's you've been on a bit of a bender. That is good. That is really good coffee. Yeah, exactly. It's this, the Steve from Boston Special Roast. Oh, yeah, the last sip is always the loudest. They wrote a song about it. The last sip is the loudest. Maybe I know. What's the most shocking thing that Alex Van Halen will come out with this book? That Eddie was actually an alien. Come on, we all know it. That's not normal. These are just the stock pickups. Just the old stalkers. If you bought one. You know, I really regret. I want to say it was not this last August, but the August before that. August 2023. So it's August 2023. And it is the tax-free weekend. So you're like, well, it's tax-free weekend. Let me look online and see if I can find something I like. No time like buying a large item. Then, well, it's tax-free weekend, right? Because you save the tax. So I was looking online, and they had one of these, an RG550. It was in the Road Flare Red. It was only I want to say it was like $749, and again, I wouldn't have to be paying any tax. But it was one of the first year ones, and in the first year they included a hard shell case, so it came with the hard shell case. After the first year, you had to buy the hard shell case. It didn't come with it. So, right, it was optional. So it had the hard shell. Whoever bought it clearly bought the 2018 model. And then on top of that, it had the most gorgeous flame maple fretboard you ever saw. I mean, absolutely flamed from top to bottom, because it's a separate fretboard. And it was just from every angle, the flames on that fretboard. I'm like, flame fretboard with a case, tax-free weekend, and it's $749, and I chickened out. I don't know what I was doing. I should have just got it, but I chickened out. I was like, I can't do it. I was like, no. Though I should have, you know. I gotta do all that sliding around. Thing is, I haven't been playing a lot of guitar because the weather's really nice right now. It's like not. Right, I live on those few weeks between the god awful hot summer and the god awful cold winter. Do a studio band jam on the podcast? Maybe, you know, that software is really weird. When I've tried to use it, what's so nice about this is you get the stereo. Whenever you start to do that, you start to lose the stereo. It messes with the signal because it just doesn't have the bandwidth, you know. Exactly. I saved $749 on my Delta airline ticket. I know, from my stupid life experience. Wow. Guitar, life experience. Guitar, life. Actually, it's good to go. Now I have to just see if I can nail down some free food while I'm out there. Who's buying me dinner, goddammit? Last year, the first night, I was lucky enough to hook up with I guess it was Adam Audio? No. What's it? Was it Adam Hall? Adam Hall Audio. Adam Hall. And they do PA systems. Palmer, which does a lot of stuff, is under there in Gravity, like gear. Not the Pick Company, different company, but they do a lot of like stands and accessories and things like that. Anyway, they had a party the first night that was awesome. All the food and drink food and drink. It was pretty freaking awesome. Maybe Donna will buy me dinner. Maybe. What is this? We're having a party. Donna's having a party? A premium RG920. I don't think I've ever played the 9. It's got a. Is that got a? Trying to think. Is that a flat top with a curve like these with a curved corner, or is it a carved top? Where am I going? I'm going to the NAMM show out in LA And then really Anaheim. Oh yeah, is it flat? Yeah, yeah. I kind of like the flat. Exactly. Stay clear of that Donna dinner party. This is so excellent. What is it? Soylent Green. What's it made of? Only the finest ingredients. I don't think, it feels like this is getting quieter, huh? I don't think Vola's going to be there this year with a booth. I just think they're going to be meeting up. You know, a lot of places do this. They sort of, they quietly send out invitations to people and they set up meeting times while they're there because there's so many places you can just go meet up. And so they just have a whole bunch of meetings even if they don't have a booth. So I don't think they're going to have a booth. My main people that I would always get a badge through, they're not going to be there. I don't think they're ever going back. I think that it's just too expensive for them now. And then the one who has really hooked me up recently with them and who was awesome is the guys over at Rev. They hooked me up last year, which was frickin' huge. And I think Fender and Gibson, because someone mentioned Fender Gibson, I think they're both going to be there this year. They're back. I think PRS is back. So last year, no PRS. Last year, no Fender. Last year, no Gibson. So there'll be a lot. I almost regret going for, I'm leaving Saturday morning. I'm going there for Thursday and Friday. And then Saturday, I'm heading back. Because the flight on Sunday would have been a lot more. And if you stay over a Saturday night at the hotel, it's a lot more money. So getting out of Dodge on a Saturday morning is actually pretty huge because you open the room up for weekend travelers. And so it worked out just to save money. I fly in on Wednesday. I go to the show Thursday, all day Friday. And then Saturday, I head back. I don't remember Sire guitars at NAMM. If they would, they could have been. The place is huge. You don't see everything. Even though you're walking up and down the aisle, sometimes you walk past the place, you don't even realize they're there. But I feel like they might have been one year because is Sire, is that the Larry Carlton brand or is that a different brand? Because I could have sworn I saw a booth with a lot of Larry Carlton and Marcus Miller. I feel like that's the Sire brand or under the same umbrella. I could be wrong. So it had to be them, right? Yeah, that's him, right? The funny thing is, I don't actually remember the Sire branding. I remember that they had big, like almost like a kiosk style, like a billboard of Marcus Miller and Larry Carlton. A lot of time when I walk through there, I walk through early in the morning. I think they'll let me in as early as 8 a.m., and I like to get there about 8 a.m. and start walking the floor. We'll go from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Actually, a lot of times I'll leave around 4 because I want to get back to the hotel. If I don't have plans to go with anyone that night, I just go back to the hotel and just hang out there, get a burger or whatever, go over to Habit Burger and just hang out there. And I'll leave a little early because if you don't, you get surge pricing. It's between 5 and 6 p.m. Everybody starts emptying out of that friggin' place, especially at 6. The sidewalks are jammed. You're waiting forever to get a car out of there. So much better to order your ride service 2 hours before closing and getting out there and get the frick out of there. Get out of Dodge. What's up, Phil? Exactly, party at the Hilton. Meet me over at the Raw Bar. Depending on the hotel breakfast. I tend not to eat breakfast. Just makes you logy. And, I tend not to do breakfast when I'm out there. But usually by the time we get to lunch, I'm like pretty starving. I've already got, a good 10, 12,000 steps in. Most days I'm out there, I get between like 21, 23,000 steps, usually around. Always over 20,000. Usually like 21, 22,000 steps in a day. I use my watch to count the steps. I drink so much friggin' water when I'm there. I sweat like crazy because you're walking nonstop. And, you get so dehydrated. I'm just sucking down bottle after bottle after bottle of water. Oh, man. Oh. Let's check one thing here. Anything else? Did I miss anything? I don't think so. I think we covered it all. I do a review on a George Vince Kamikaze. Probably not. It's not really available to me. Yeah, we finally had to turn the heat on. It was too cold too many days in a row. What was the year with the stomach bug? That had to be 2019. It was either 2018 or 2019. Could have been 2019. God, that was awful. That was the frickin' worst. Just awful. Pretty much knocked me out for an entire day. Hope Line 6 reveal a new Helix at NAMM. I feel like they're kind of due. The first Helix came out, unless they're on this would be 10 years. Right? January 2025, I think it's 10 years. I want to say the first Helix was January 2015. It was revealed at NAMM. I remember when it was revealed. I remember going up there with Robert Baker and what's his name there? Is it Peter? Oh God, I can't think of his name right now. But this other guy. Yeah, 2015. So it's been 10 years. You're in the friggin' gaming console territory. Broke down, turned on the furnace a couple of nights ago. Today back to the AC. Yeah, it's that time of year where, you get a really cold night and then all of a sudden you're friggin' sweating again because here comes the heat and humidity again. Mm-hmm. You did was much which model? I've done a few. So we did an SM1. That classic model I thought was pretty decent. $229 for that guitar. That's so friggin' cheap. That might have been the best value of the year at $229. God, those were so nice. Shockingly nice for that kind of money. Been cycling the heat on and off the last few weeks, yeah. Yeah, well, they're all getting up there, and those songs were not easy to sing. It's tough for Lou Gramm. It's tough. What's that? Yeah, Stevie Nicks on Saturday Night Live. Well, if you notice with Stevie Nicks, she had some backup singers that were really hitting a lot of the notes for her. She was almost like just playing right down the middle of the lane, never really getting too crazy out of the range. But, she's, 78 now? 76? Getting up there. I keep hearing this stupid thing. It's hitting something. know who sounded really good recently? Did you catch any of the American Music Awards? I think they were on during the football game. Football game kept going to commercial, and I was just flipping around and watched something while the commercials were running. And had the American Music Awards, and what's her name came out there? It's on the tip of my tongue. I can see her. The Midnight Train, Gladys Knight, but without the pips. It was just Gladys Knight. So Gladys Knight comes out and does Midnight Train to Georgia. I thought she sounded freaking great. I mean, she's not as strong as she used to be, but damn, it was bringing back memories. I thought she sounded real good. What's up, Stefan? What is it? No. Do. I think the Pips might not still be alive. I don't think it was. I think the Pips might have moved on. I think I saw some of the Paul Stanley one on Steve-O's podcast. Yeah. I saw the Paul one. I didn't see Gene. Gene seemed grumpy. Yeah. I haven't heard of the 670. Of course, the 770, 750, 760, 770. But the 600 series, not so much. Do-do. Yeah, this is the closest one I felt to my real 550 from I actually think that one's 1990. Could be 91. Of course, this has the three pieces of maple. You know, it's really a 5-piece neck. Can I get it on this? But the cut is right. The cut is correct. Satin neck for what? For these are all satin necks. He's on a gloss neck. The old ones were glossy actually, but not these. These are satin neck. You know, and no one will do an unfinished neck because an unfinished neck will turn silver and black over time, just like a log would, right? It oxidizes at the surface. So that's why it's kind of funny, but that's why the Frankies look black like that, because they make a faux neck that has never been finished. You bought the neck and never finished it, and over time it turns silver and black, and that's why you see that, because you really do have to seal a neck and finish it. You can't just leave it completely unfinished. It'll stain and oxidize over time. A little off topic. Do you have a top 3 AVH solos? No, not really. He's got so many good ones. It's hard to pick. You know, pretty much they're all pretty damn good, but I think, Cradle Will Rock is a sneaky good solo. Of course, Ice Cream Man is probably one of his most famous, And the other one that really comes to mind is, of course, what you would call it there? I'm trying to think of the title of the tune. Out of Love Again. That's another great, not a very long solo, but really, really good. Man, I just feel like I am. Oh, you know why? I'll tell you why. I've rolled. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm like, I am freaking hearing this thing. Yeah, that was it. It was caught underneath the corner there. Have a good one, Vincent. I appreciate you staying up. Oh, somebody get me a doctor. That's another great one. There's so many good. See, it's so hard. It's so hard because he has just so many amazing solos on so many friggin', albums that it's like damn near impossible. What the frick am I stuck on? My foot. It's because of these sneakers have the super grippy rubber sole, and it's got quite the tread going on. A lot of grooves. Very easy for that cable to get stuck up in one of the grooves on the bottom of my friggin' foot. Yeah, I know. They're so good. That song is sneaky difficult. How do these pickups compare to the ones from the 80s? They're supposed to be the same. It's supposed to be the same pickup, roughly. But I know the ones back in the 80s would have been glossy. So there's at least a look difference. These are a textured, right? Satin top. Matte finish. The original ones were definitely not matte finish. They were only matte finished if you got the DiMarzios. In what they would call IBZ USA, but they were DiMarzios. Other than that, they're supposed to be the same pickup, which is what is it the S1 and the V1? Something like that? What's up, Monty? Yeah, Feel Your Love Tonight. Oh my God, there's so many good ones. That's an amazing solo. Even as, That little double stop at the end, you know? And then, he does it like that. I can't do it like that. It's like so hard. You know, I'm off on. There it is. It's hard. Harder, sneaky hard. That's what Van Halen is. People try to approximate it, but it's hard to get it exactly the way he played it. You know? Exactly. Eddie made everything look easy. I was learning to play right-handed as a lefty. It just felt natural. It didn't feel natural to play the other way. But it might have been because we had the guitar the whole summer, and I think I might have been holding it, and my grandmother came over and was like, no, it goes like this, because they had a pick guard, and she's like, no, it goes like this. I was like, oh, okay. And I held it like that. It was fooling around all summer. And then when the teacher finally started lessons in the fall, he asked me in the first lesson, do you want to go like, you sure it's not like this? I said, no, like this. This is right. He says, okay. So, it just could have been that, All right, dudes. Well, it is 8:59. Time to wrap this week up. I will see you guys next week. Have a wonderful week. Check out the new Guitar of the Week on Monday. It is frickin' awesome. I haven't taken the guitar out of the box yet, but I'm hopeful. Very, very, very hopeful. It's going to be frickin' amazing, and I can't wait to show it off. And what else? New tech video this week. I'm hoping it's going to drop this week. That'll be out sometime this week. And then, there you go. And then we'll do it all again a week from tonight. And there you have it. And there we go. We're having fun. Yeah, there we have it. Until next week. You guys have a wonderful week. And there you have it. There you go. All right. Well, there you go. Brofist my Mod Squad. Hashtag Brofist. Hashtag Mod Squad. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Yeah, there you go. What else? We've said it all. No, we have no words left. All right. You have a wonderful week. See you next week. And there you go. Later.